Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here today to talk about a very important topic. Today's presentation is titled Comprehensive Guide to SharePoint Embedded Development. We'll be exploring how to build efficient, secure, and scalable document management applications, all with seamless Microsoft 365 integration. Over the next few slides, I'll walk you through best practices, key tools, and strategies to help you succeed with SharePoint development. Let's get started. Welcome to our discussion on SharePoint Embedded. On this slide, we're focusing on a comprehensive guide to this powerful development platform. Essentially, it allows developers like you to build apps that seamlessly integrate with Microsoft 365 features, enhancing collaboration and productivity. What's particularly interesting is that you can do all this without needing the full SharePoint interface, making it a more streamlined and efficient process. SharePoint Embedded emphasizes efficient document management, and it does so through its API-only approach. This means it's especially suited for developers working on file-centric applications, those focused on managing and manipulating documents and files. It's also important to highlight that this platform is headless and cloud-based. This setup makes it ideal for managing files efficiently while integrating strong teamwork tools. Plus, it requires less coding effort, which can save you a lot of time and resources. Overall, SharePoint Embedded is a powerful, flexible platform designed for app development centered around document management. Its API-only approach offers a way to leverage Microsoft 365 features effectively, all without the need for the traditional SharePoint interface. This makes it a versatile choice for modern, cloud-based document solutions. Let's take a closer look at some of the key features of SharePoint Embedded. First, we have the enterprise search and metadata navigation. This allows users to quickly find and manage files using advanced search tools, which significantly improves efficiency when locating and organizing information. Moving on, automation is a big focus here, especially with Power Automate. It helps streamline tasks and approvals, making workflows smoother and boosting overall productivity. Next, file storage containers give us the ability to organize and control file access with customizable containers. This means we can tailor how files are managed and enhance security measures. Then, there's the use of document libraries, version control, check-in and check-out features, along with purview compliance tools. These ensure better collaboration while maintaining compliance with regulatory standards. Finally, Microsoft 365 integration can be accessed through APIs, providing seamless connectivity across applications. This API-only solution makes sure that different systems work together efficiently and effortlessly. All these features together highlight how SharePoint Embedded is designed to improve productivity, security, and integration, key themes that run throughout this presentation. Now, let's take a closer look at the optimal scenarios for using SharePoint Embedded. As you can see, its flexibility makes it an excellent fit for businesses that need customized document management solutions. It can adapt to a wide range of requirements, ensuring not only top performance, but also high user satisfaction. One of the key strengths is its ability to provide tailored document management solutions that are secure, especially when handling external user data. This is particularly important for organizations that need to manage non-employee data responsibly and in compliance with regulations. Another important aspect is how SharePoint Embedded benefits independent software vendors, or ISVs. They can seamlessly integrate Microsoft 365 content management into their custom applications, which promotes smoother collaboration and more efficient data handling within those tailored solutions. Finally, SharePoint Embedded excels in providing a unified workspace for line-of-business applications. This means users and administrators can work within a single, cohesive environment, streamlining operations and boosting overall productivity. Altogether, these scenarios highlight how SharePoint Embedded can be a powerful tool across various business needs, aligning perfectly with the broader goal of creating flexible, secure, and efficient digital workplaces. Let's start with verifying that you have the proper licenses and subscriptions in place. This step is crucial to avoid any setup issues later on. Without the right licenses, you might encounter limitations that could hinder your development process. Next, ensure that your admin account has either owner or contributor rights on your Azure subscriptions. Having these permissions is essential because it allows you to manage resources effectively and make the necessary configurations. Moving on to the Azure subscription itself, you'll need a linked subscription associated with a resource group. This setup provides the standard billing containers and supports the infrastructure you'll build your development environment on. Think of it as laying the foundation for your work. Now, regarding permissions, you need to have admin rights as a SharePoint Embedded Administrator or a global admin. These roles give you the authority to manage and configure the environment comprehensively, ensuring you can handle all necessary tasks smoothly. Additionally, you'll need an Entra ID account, whether you're a member or a guest. This account is your access point to the required resources, making sure you can connect and work within the environment without issues. Finally, make sure you have a Microsoft 365 tenant with SharePoint enabled. This is fundamental because the entire development environment hinges on having SharePoint available and ready to go. Without it, your embedded development efforts wouldn't be able to proceed effectively. So, in summary, verifying licenses, permissions, and account setups up front helps ensure a smooth environment setup and keeps your project on track. Let's walk through the first step, selecting your app domain. This is essentially choosing the web address where your application will live. Think of it as the online identity for your app, and it's the very first step in establishing your app's presence on the web. Once you've picked your domain, the next move is integrating it into your DNS server. This is crucial because it ensures that when users type in your web address, their requests are routed correctly to your application. Proper DNS setup is fundamental for seamless access. Moving on, securing your app is vital, and that's where generating a wildcard SSL certificate comes into play. This certificate secures all subdomains under your main domain, providing encrypted connections that protect user data and build trust. It's a key step in making your app safe for users. Finally, we need to activate some essential service applications, specifically the subscription settings and app management services. These are the backbone for managing app subscriptions and permissions. Setting up the subscription settings service ensures that your app can handle configurations smoothly, keeping everything running efficiently. All these steps are interconnected and crucial for getting your SharePoint embedded app off the ground. They form the foundation for a secure, accessible, and well-managed application environment. Let's talk about containers and file management. First, roles are fundamental because they define what users can and cannot do within the system. These roles can be built in, meaning predefined, or custom, tailored to specific needs. It's important to regularly review these roles to ensure security remains tight and everything stays organized. Next, planning is key. When you set up your containers, think ahead about the types you'll need and the permissions for each. This proactive planning makes management much simpler down the line, helping keep your organization secure and efficient. Now, let's look at the different types of containers. Standard containers require an Azure subscription and billing, but they offer robust options for long-term file management. They're reliable and scalable, making them suitable for ongoing needs. For testing or temporary projects, trial containers are a great choice. They give you 1 GB of storage for 30 days, which is perfect for trying things out before committing financially. Finally, containers are essentially like folders, but with added security features. You can set access rules to control who can see or edit files, making them essential for organizing and protecting your data effectively. Connecting all these points, effective container and file management is crucial for maintaining security, organization, and flexibility as your SharePoint Embedded Development project grows. Let's talk about security and permissions, which are crucial for protecting your SharePoint embedded apps. One of the key steps is to regularly audit permissions and monitor user activity. This helps us spot potential security risks early on. By taking this proactive approach, we can maintain a secure environment for both our app and data, ensuring that only authorized users have access. Next, enforcing multifactor authentication and strong password policies is vital. These measures add an extra layer of security, significantly reducing the chances of unauthorized access to user accounts. It's about making sure that even if passwords are compromised, there's still an additional hurdle for intruders. When it comes to calling APIs securely within SBFX packages, I recommend using OAuth HTTP client. This tool integrates seamlessly with Azure AD, ensuring that API calls are protected and authenticated properly. It's a simple yet effective way to enhance security for your app's backend communications. Speaking of secure communication, OAuth 2 plays a critical role in API authentication. It ensures that only authorized applications can access your APIs, safeguarding the data exchanged between services. Proper implementation of OAuth 2 helps maintain the integrity and confidentiality of your data. Finally, securing user sign-in is essential. Using Azure Active Directory for authentication adds a robust layer of security. Remember to register your app in Azure AD and configure permissions carefully. This guarantees that access is controlled and that your app's data remains protected at all times. By combining these strategies, auditing, multi-factor authentication, secure API calls, OAuth 2, and Azure AD integration, we create a comprehensive security framework that supports a safe and trustworthy SharePoint environment. Let's dive into development tools and SDKs that are essential for our SharePoint embedded development journey. First, I recommend starting with trial containers. These allow you to test features in a controlled environment before moving to full deployment. Using trial containers helps minimize risks and ensures that everything functions as expected before going live. Next, a solid understanding of OAuth 2 and Microsoft Graph REST APIs is highly recommended. These are the backbone of secure and effective app integration with Microsoft 365 services. Mastering these APIs will enable you to build more secure and seamless applications. For REST API development, I suggest using Node.js version 18. It offers excellent compatibility and efficiency, making your development process smoother and more reliable. When it comes to building flexible user interfaces, support for JavaScript, TypeScript, and frameworks like React, Angular, Vue.js, and Handlebars is a big plus. This flexibility allows you to choose the best tools for your project and work in a way that suits your team's expertise. The SharePoint Embedded SDK is also critical. It helps you manage Azure Entra app registrations, trial containers, and sample apps, all essential components for building robust SharePoint embedded solutions. Finally, the Visual Studio Code extension is a powerful tool that streamlines your development workflow. It simplifies managing your projects and integrations, making your development process more efficient and productive. Together, these tools and SDKs form a comprehensive foundation for creating secure, flexible, and high-quality SharePoint embedded applications. Now, let's talk about uploading and managing files in SharePoint Embedded Development. First, selecting the appropriate container for your files is essential. This helps you keep everything organized and secure, making sure that files are stored correctly and accessible only to the right people. This step is really important for maintaining a streamlined and secure file management system overall. Next, when it comes to uploading files, you can do this easily using app commands or through the API. This approach allows for seamless integration, meaning your file transfers are quick and reliable, which saves you time and reduces errors. Moving on to permissions, always verify who has access before granting it. Ensuring that only authorized users can view or edit files helps prevent unauthorized access and potential data breaches. It's a critical step in protecting sensitive information. For especially sensitive files, set time-limited access links and avoid using anonymous links altogether. These practices significantly boost security by reducing the risk of data exposure and ensuring access is controlled tightly. Finally, it's important to enable activity auditing and data loss prevention policies. These tools allow you to monitor how files are being used, helping you identify any unusual activity and mitigate risks before they become bigger issues. All these steps, organizing files properly, managing uploads efficiently, verifying permissions, securing sensitive data, and monitoring activity, tie back to our overall goal: creating a secure, efficient, and trustworthy file management system within SharePoint. Let's take a look at how we can improve our document management and browsing experience in SharePoint. First, we have the ability to open documents directly in the browser. This means users can access files seamlessly without needing to open additional software, which really speeds up workflows and makes things more efficient. Next, we can leverage thumbnail columns and dynamic previews through the File Viewer web part. These features not only make browsing more visually appealing, but also enhance usability by giving us quick visual cues about the content of files. Moving on, the Tiles view offers a more visual approach to navigating files by displaying thumbnails. This makes it much easier to identify specific files at a glance, saving time and reducing confusion. Another handy feature is the Document Information panel. It allows us to access quick details about each file, like metadata or status, without having to open the document itself, streamlining our ability to find relevant information quickly. Finally, we can boost our file management by adding custom columns to our containers, such as text, number, or date fields. It's important to use clear and simple names for these columns so everyone understands what they represent, which helps keep our metadata organized and accessible. Altogether, these tools and features are designed to make document handling more intuitive, faster, and more organized, fitting perfectly into our overall goal of creating a more effective SharePoint environment. Let's dive into some best practices for performance and scalability. First, using containers per project is a smart way to manage app growth and complexity. By isolating each project within its own container, we make scaling and resource allocation much simpler. It helps keep things organized as your app expands. Next, planning your storage and container structure early on is crucial. When you think ahead about how your app might grow, you can prevent potential scalability issues down the line. Proactive planning saves a lot of headaches later. Now, testing your app across multiple devices is essential. Different devices can behave differently, so identifying and fixing compatibility issues early ensures a consistent experience for all users. That way, everyone gets to enjoy smooth performance, no matter what device they're on. Another key point is lazy loading. For large files and images, loading them only when needed helps optimize resource usage. This reduces initial load times, making your app feel faster and more responsive. Finally, enhancing app responsiveness involves loading only the necessary data and updating specific parts of the page as needed. This approach delivers faster load times and smoother interactions, improving overall user experience. All these strategies work together to build scalable, efficient, and user-friendly SharePoint embedded applications. Let's talk about troubleshooting some common issues you might encounter. First, it's really important to thoroughly test sign-in processes and API calls before you deploy your solution to production. Doing this helps ensure a smoother experience for your users and reduces the chances of running into problems after launch. When it comes to testing, tools like Fiddler are incredibly helpful. They allow you to monitor HTTP traffic and diagnose network issues quickly. Similarly, using your browser's F12 developer tools can help you inspect network activity and spot errors that might be affecting your app. Another key aspect is verifying permissions, updating certificates as needed, and leveraging the Microsoft Graph Explorer to validate that your API responses are correct. Keeping your SharePoint Online connector updated to the latest version can also resolve many compatibility issues that might arise. Now, regarding API-related errors, common problems include permission denials, certificate failures, and token expiration. These can really hinder your application's functionality, so addressing them promptly is crucial. Finally, don't forget about sign-in challenges like repeated prompts, blocked third-party cookies, or issues when browsing in private or incognito mode. These issues can disrupt user access, but with the right troubleshooting steps, they can usually be resolved effectively. Let's talk about some advanced features and the next steps in your SharePoint embedded development journey. First, start simple. Begin with basic functionalities and then gradually introduce more advanced features into your app. It's a good idea to experiment with these enhancements in test environments first. This way, you can see how they impact your app without risking your main deployment. One key aspect is controlling what information your app accesses. By scoping its agents, you can better manage data flow, which is crucial for maintaining privacy and security. Think of it as setting boundaries to ensure your app only accesses what it needs. Grounding is another vital feature. It ensures your app's responses are based on accurate and relevant sources. This builds trust and makes your app more reliable because users can be confident in the information it provides. Next, consider integrating file content into your app using Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. This allows your app to give smarter, more contextual answers by leveraging relevant data from your documents or files. Finally, enhance your app's search capabilities with semantic indexing. Unlike traditional keyword searches, semantic indexing searches by meaning. This makes finding information more intuitive and efficient for users. All these features work together to make your app smarter, more secure, and more user-friendly as you continue to develop and refine your solutions. Let's talk about resources and further learning to keep your skills sharp and up to date. First, I can't emphasize enough the importance of committing to continuous learning. Technology evolves quickly, and staying current with new features and best practices is key to successful SharePoint embedded development. Next, collaboration plays a big role. Sharing knowledge with peers and engaging with the community can really accelerate your growth and help you overcome challenges more efficiently. The Visual Studio Code extension includes some fantastic sample apps and guides. These are designed to make your development process easier and faster, so I highly recommend exploring those resources to get hands-on experience. We also have blogs that explain how to integrate AI and build custom apps. These practical examples and innovative ideas can inspire you and push your projects to the next level. Another valuable resource is engaging with Microsoft tech communities and forums. These platforms are full of experienced professionals who share insights, solutions, and tips that can deepen your understanding and troubleshoot issues you might encounter. Finally, don't forget about the official SharePoint embedded documentation. It provides comprehensive guidelines, best practices, and detailed resources to support you throughout your development journey. By leveraging these resources, you'll be well equipped to expand your expertise and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of SharePoint embedded development.